Well, a wonderful good morning to you, Grenada, Caribbean, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday. It's the 4th day of the month of January. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new face. It's your boy JC. Good morning to you. And just, of course, to soften it on you, Blossom is on vacation. But it's a wonderful good morning to you. I'm happy that you're waking up from a nice rest and peaceful rest. I would assume you're up and about for another great day. For some, most, it is the first working day of the year. For others, like myself, we just actually crossed over. We drank a little champagne and we're here. But it is Monday morning, and I'm happy that you've chosen classic in the morning time to allow us to make your day. So what's your plan for today? Well, there's a whole lot in plans for you today, but certainly hoping that today can become the best day, the next best thing that happens to you in your pursuit of eternal happiness and eternal joy. So let's kickstart things with the thought for the day. It's about 22 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock. Reminding you at 1:15 the hour, we're going to break for the morning edition. And at that point in time, folks, we then go back to our folks on television. But what's the thought for today? Today, I want to encourage you and admonish you to respect the old when you are young. Help the weak when you are strong. Confess the faults when you are wrong. Because one day, Alvin Clark, good morning to you. One day in life, you will be old, weak, and wrong. So again, the thought of today for today, respect the old when you are young. Help the weak when you are strong. Because one day, I'll confess the fault when you are wrong. Because one day in life, you will be old, you will be weak, and you will be wrong. Just a thought for today as you massage your way gradually into what is going to be a wonderful and a productive and marvelous Monday morning, which is, here we are, January. Who would have actually thought, with everything that 2020 had to offer, it certainly makes you get to realize now, like, wow, here we are. Who would have imagined? So, today being the 4th of January, let's look back in history of this day. You actually know that on the 4th of January, 1999, there was the dawn of the new era in Europe as 11 nations adopted a single currency, the euro, now the official currency of 19 members of the European Union, as well as Kosovo and Montenegro. But it's interesting that you've had the development of the euro, and after all these years, from 1994 to now, you actually have, from the 1st of January, the UK literally starting afresh, now being an ex-member officially out of Brexit. A lot of things happens, and things you possibly don't even have much control over. But life is what it is. It literally is what it is. Yep. So I want to encourage you, boys and girls, whatever you're going to do today. Well, boys and girls, while it was officially announced. Well, based on the calendar school year, today was expected to be the first school day, but unfortunately, with everything that's happening with the COVID-19 pandemic, so what happens today? The kids are home. But teachers, yes, teachers, you have to get up and go today. There's no if, buts, maybe, or perhaps. Teachers, you are expected to return to school today, the first official school day of the term. So again, reminding you teachers, in case you're wondering, in case maybe you're somewhere in a bit of a quandary as to maybe yes, no, you're not sure, let me officially say to you that yes, you return to school today. And that's just the way it's going to be. The principals, the heads of teachers, and other individuals, they are going to meet together with the ministry, that is. They are expected to meet at 1 o'clock today via Zoom to put into place where to from here. What's the plans for the rest of the school year, for the start of the school term, and exactly how do we navigate our way through that. So that's what's happening today. And additionally, keep in mind that today is in fact the first day of inspections for motor vehicles for the year, right? So So reminded owners of public service vehicles, including motor omnibuses and hiring cars, goods vehicles, trailers, private motorcycles and cars, you're notified that inspection period begins today from 9 o'clock in the morning. So here's how the day kicks off today. So we're starting with registration numbers. Registration numbers with single registration letters, and that's from 1,000 to 2,500. Your registration period is from, as of today, the 4th of January, and it takes you up until the 15th of February. Then for registration numbers with plural registration letters, that's from 1 to 250. Again, your registration period starts today and takes you up until the 15th of January. So keep that in mind. By now, you know, of course, what is it that they're looking for. The vehicle should be thoroughly clean. Yeah, clean inside and out. Make sure your bolts, your joints, your bolts, your nuts, the engine, everything is up to par as you get ready for inspection 2021. Yep, so that's what's happening today. And teachers, again, reminding you, get up and about. You have to be there for school today. Don't even try to dodge it, because there's no two ways you can actually walk around it. It's not going to happen. So you want to make sure you go out there and you do your simple like that. Yep. So we're keeping our eyes on the clock. It is 17 minutes actually until the hour of 7 o'clock. Reminding you for our friends in television, the morning edition comes up in just a bit. I'll be sending you back that's our friends on television. And in your case, you would get a review, a recap again of some of the major stories, in case you missed it. Some of the major stories from the year that was 2021. Again, good morning to you. Welcome. It is Monday, your first working day for some, by most parts. Good morning, Alvin Clouden. I know that you're up and about to all the classic fans, wherever you are. Good morning, Helen Elias Raymond. It's another great day. The nurses, the doctors, again, encouraging you, those of the drivers on the road, be very, very, very careful. Reminding you that you have special cargo on board. Aim for the sky. Aim big. If you miss the clouds, in fact, you may just hit the skies. No longer, we say for 2021, no longer would we be held victim by mediocrity. No, we break the shackles of mediocrity. We break the shackles of being second best. For 2021, only our best is good enough, and that's what we are going to accept. So I see you folks at the top of the hour. That's on, well, not at the top of the hour. For those of folks in television, I see you on the other side of 7 o'clock. For those of you on radio, the morning edition comes up next.
Scientists in China discovered more than 30 mutations of the new coronavirus, which they say may partly explain why it has been more deadly in certain parts of the world.
The fact that the virus has jumped from animal to human was a mutation. The fact that the virus has found a way to go from human to human has to do with the ability of these viruses to mutate.
2 Cuban doctors arrived in Grenada on Friday, May 1st, as the latest addition to a huge Cuban medical team that is already on island, helping Grenada in its fight against COVID-19.
With 13 recovered COVID-19 cases and 7 active cases on island, Grenada on Saturday announced its 21st case, with the patient being the youngest thus far.
This most recent case is a male in his early 20s who is also an employee of the same company as 4 of our previously announced cases.
The theory, the strongest that we have, is that someone may have come in there and contaminated 1 or 2 persons, or 1 person that eventually contaminated another person.
Government last Tuesday had granted Caribbean Agro permission to import feed from one of its branches in the region.
The struggle is still on for us as farmers because we're yet to get the feeds into the mouths of our birds.
So the feed we get now, we don't mind paying the higher price because it's to keep the birds alive.
Everything is in stages with these birds, and once you break a cycle, it takes a certain amount of time for them to actually settle back into a normal routine of laying.
A young man of Corinth, St. David is Grenada's latest road fatality. Dead is 32-year-old Wendell Pear of Corinth, St. David, who lost his life as a result of a vehicle collision on the Corinth Main Road on Sunday.
Nesta Courtney of Subi St. Andrews said she was in shock early Monday morning when she was greeted by a disturbing object attached to her place of business at around 6 a.m.
I see the dolly hanging from his neck, tied onto my shop where the padlock is, and it have one hand, one foot. When I looked closer, I see that it had paint on the shop. I look down to the ground. I see powder scatters from in front of the shop go right to where I put my table.
One man is assisting the Royal Grenada Police Force with investigations into a futile attempt to rob an ATM machine of the Grenada Cooperative Bank at the institution's main office on Church Street in St. George's.
COVID-19 was not here earlier because we would be in a much worse state if it was among us, if this monster, as I refer to it now, was among us in Grenada before we closed.
The crew on the cargo boat that patient 15 interacted with were tested for COVID-19, and Minister of Health Nicholas Steele confirmed all the results returned negative.
Grenada, like the rest of the world, is trying to mitigate the wide-ranging effects of COVID-19 and has decided, as other countries in the region, not to host its largest and most viable festival of the year, Spice Mass.
I think it's the safest thing to do.
We've seen how devastating it can be, how dangerous it can be. It takes lives, so we have to take precaution early.
It just gives us more time to improve on our music for 2021, you know, and the quality, even the lyrics and the melodies, they should be up.
The cruise ships have made an arrangement with the OECS government to return the employees who are citizens of the various OECS islands.
We are able to get the $22.4 million US from the IMF for the Rapid Credit Facility.
When these loans are ultimately received, the impact on the economy would not quite be what we want, because by then we would slowly be recovering.
On behalf of Rainbow City March promoters, I want to say that it is with deep regret that our fancy mass band will not be participating in Carnival this year, 2020.
We are currently researching different tools, different questions that we can add to our labor force survey to augment, so to actually measure the impact of COVID-19.
The announcement was made of the cancellation of the Karaoke Regatta Festival 2020.
The Grenada Red Cross Society, like all the other Red Cross societies around the world, are seeking to do their assessments and try to support the national services in Grenada.
Officers at the St. David's police station responded to a call at the Wester Hall area around 7:30 last evening. It is alleged that the victim took someone's dog without their knowledge, which was returned to the owner by the suspect.
Beating or chopping, I don't know what was taking place, but I see cutlass pass it.
30-year-old Wester Hall resident Brenton Paper Williams made his first court appearance today at the St. George's Magistrates Court in relation to Grenada's 9th homicide of 2020.
One COVID-19 patient remained in isolation on the private block at the General Hospital. However, he is said to be in a stable condition.
We never use any of the ventilators. That would be the best thing to be said. But if it is necessary, we have it ready.
The lone clinic in Grenada that treats dialysis patients has issued letters to its clients stating that due to the difficulty in receiving contributions from the Patient Kidney Foundation and the government for services in March and April 2020, effective immediately, no treatment can be rendered unless paid in full on or before the day of each treatment.
There is still a prohibition on the operation of
motor omnibuses, and also hiring cars and taxis.
Given that we lost so much time on the ground being able to read the meters, and in order to get the billing cycle back on track, we were forced to estimate some customers, some of whom have noticed unusually high bills and have complained.
We hope to provide 200 food hampers and at least cover 10 dialysis treatments with this Lavish Cares initiative.
And having to deal with COVID-19, we know that it's not going away anytime soon. So we are preparing to work with COVID, wherever COVID happens to be, by our side or otherwise. And so our shelter system must be designed and must be tweaked to incorporate dealing with COVID.
We therefore expect to open our borders in the first week of June.
And regional travel will be the first phase to be considered in the opening up of the port and airport.
19 Grenadians disembarked from Caribbean Princess when they docked outside the Melville Street Cruise Terminal on Saturday afternoon.
Look at this. Look at this. You see? This is our garbage. This is our dumps that we're staying in. It's not like we're trying to be ungrateful or anything, but come on. Yeah.
Dust does gather quickly. And in the hasty preparation for the unscheduled ships, a final inspection was not done.
Another group of 29 cruise ship employees arrived on Sunday morning aboard Carnival Glory.
The welcome that we received was fitting for a king.
The government is now single-handedly bearing the cost of almost $200,000 to provide these facilities because the cruise industry have not accepted responsibility despite earlier agreements to do so.
Illegal dumping has been on the increase, and some parts of the east of the island and some parts of the south. We associate the illegal dumping of bulky items in the south with the collapse of the Molyneux Road, and it is now an additional burden using the alternate route to get to the landfill.
Grenada's COVID-19 record stands at 21. The employees at the Caribbean agro-industry test included.
This activity was spiraled because of case number 15 that was linked to this area. Everybody was tested at once, but this today is an opportunity to retest them just to ensure that no new infection has occurred.
Effective Monday, May the 11th, 2020, every day will be designated business day.
Up to 3 p.m. Monday, which should have been the lock-off time for motor vehicle inspection, there were still people waiting in long lines to be facilitated.
I must say it is indeed a challenge, and we have since, at this point, cleared and inspected over 425 motor vehicles.
The most noted feedback has been the appeal from a wide cross-section of the public to keep this new approach for the inspection.
People got the opportunity on Tuesday to do just that. After waiting for one whole month to hear just these 4 words, the beach is open.
Amazing. Long overdue. For all of the lockdown we had, this part was the part that I needed the most. I just needed to come and get that salt.
I've been looking forward to that a very long time too.
We're happy to be back on the beach, you know. Get to go in some salt water and just relax. Me and the family.
Words can't express. When I heard the news last night and my children screamed out, "Mommy, the beach open!" I said, "All right, my bag is packed, I'm ready to go."
To our nurses, yours is a calling that you exercise with true sacrifice, grit, and compassion. And every one of us has been touched by it in one way or another throughout our lives.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Works says 65 applications for construction work to resume were received since the announcement on Sunday night.
We are treating the waste from areas that are used as quarantine locations. We are treating all these waste as biohazardous waste.
34-year-old businessman Loxley Regis of Rookie St. David will make his second court appearance on Monday at the St. David's Magistrates Court for charges of trafficking in a controlled drug and money laundering. Police say 48-year-old Conley Charles has been nabbed by police after a fishing boat was intercepted in the waters outside Harveyville, Carriacou, while en route from mainland Grenada on Monday, May 11th. Cedric George, 39 years old Vincentian residing at Woburn St. George, pleaded guilty to the charge of trafficking in a controlled drug and was fined $2,500.
I'm extremely thrilled with the way this country has handled it, everything related to this versus our own country at home.
We are working very, very assiduously on the reopening of the transport sector, and we are looking there at maybe next, the Prime Minister hinted at it, maybe next couple of weeks, maybe before.
We could have used the 2 months while we were home to negotiate properly, put infrastructure facilities in place so that now when they want to reopen, all of these things would have already been done, signed on, finalized on, and for us to get back out there.
It's been 2 months and counting since the 11 acres of refuse at the Perseverance landfill have been on fire.
The fire is continually fueled through a natural process, that is the degradation of the refuse and the organic material contained within the garbage.
Less than 2 years after constructing Silver Sands Hotel, Egyptian billionaire Naquib Zawari is fulfilling his promise to invest more in Grenada properties.
The recent acquisition this week of Port Louis and Mount Cinnamon, with plans to add over 500 hotel rooms in an investment worth over $350 million US, speaks volumes for the recovery potential of our economy.
And I must say to date, we are 95% on target in meeting our propagation targets for 2020.
Churches should provide appropriate facilities and adequate supplies, not limited to, but including hand washing facilities, running water, soap, paper towels, hand sanitizers, and disinfectant.
Some churches that would have to do very little depending on their current situation based on the protocol. Some people are fine with some of the protocols, and there are some people who find it a little bit challenging.
The simple thing that they had to do was to maybe meet with the church leaders on Zoom, as they meet all the time, and let the church leaders iron out as to the direction to take and how it is done.
The current border closures and travel restrictions within the regional network have prompted the regional airline to further extend the suspension of its services at this time.
We are also seeing a trend in the use of social media threatening harm against police. The first being a video perpetrating harm against key individuals and the police. After investigation, we found out that that video was not made in Grenada. We have information that that video would have originated from Trinidad and Tobago.
Magistrate Karen Noel passed away early Sunday morning at her home in Independence Avenue, St. George, reportedly after a brief illness.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele refutes statements made in an online eyewitness news article out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines titled SVG Receives Grenadians Denied Entry by Their Country.
My assumption is they brought them to St. Vincent to fly them in as opposed to have the ship make 2 stops.
The easement of this restriction did not come with the relaxing of the established protocols that we have now become accustomed to. Neither was it an opportunity for our citizens to violate the emergency powers regulation by commencing beach parties and beach fetes. We have seen quite a lot of that this week.
From 6 a.m. Sunday, May 16th to 6 p.m. Monday, May 17th, all religious denominations, their members, and all other Grenadians will join together to pray for the nation under the theme, Grenada for God.
One of Grenada's historic structures is now in ruins as tenders responded to reports of a fire at the Douglaston estate in Guab St. John at around 4 a.m. The building was totally engulfed in flames that destroyed the entire boucan and its contents and guard hut. Over 800 pounds of cocoa went up in flames.
When you lose a heritage building with heritage architects such as existed in the Douglaston estate, I think we have lost a lot.
It is a great loss seeing, and again to see all the artifacts that was there, all the books, all the records that have been deteriorated and they have been burned. It's really a great loss.
It's hurtful, regret, whatever, a lot of emotions come to mind. Also anger. As one of the tour operators expressed that they have made their contracts for about 2 years in advance with the cruise ship tours, and they expect them to come back, and they would like to honor because they appreciate what we've been doing in Douglaston. It's a crucial part of the entire tour of the island.
On Wednesday, Peter Adrian Henry was charged with 2 counts of arson for intentionally and unlawfully setting fire to the boucan and a dwelling house at the centuries-old Douglaston estate in St. John.
This group of bus operators, we are here because we are unsatisfied with the payment and the way things has been done and the treatment that we have gotten from the government of Grenada.
This is a challenging work for the issue is not the money availability, the issue is the procedure and the administrative mechanism, and some people do not have bank accounts.
The change in regulations this week is Regulation 9C, which states that weddings are now allowed in accordance with the guidelines of 10 people in attendance, in addition to the officiant and the bride and groom.
But I am aware we've had a number of domestic violence, especially intimate partner violence. When you think about, let's say, a barber or a hairdresser or a nail tech, for example, when we think about the close contact that those persons would have to make with the client, I believe that is the only reason that permission was granted to other sectors before.
Grenada has conducted 472 PCR tests and 2,534 rapid tests.
A new singer to me, her name is Tamara Songbird St. Bernard, and she's actually from the Spice Island, Grenada, as is the man who produced it, Eugene Gittens. That's his new production, it's on the street. It's called I've Got You.
I knew the song was great, but I did not know that it would have reached to BBC One Extra. I felt many different emotions, but the number one emotion was humility.
We are concerned about the psychosocial readiness of the students, that sufficient time may not be afforded to them to readjust to regular schooling.
After 3 to 4 months of hard labor, Leslie Noel, a farmer for over 30 years, says he is now forced to watch his tomatoes, melon, beans, and other produce die just weeks away from harvesting.
Last week Wednesday, while I was in St. George's selling, the minister called me on the phone and she told me, the Minister of Agriculture, she told me that she called the PS and she tell him to order them to hook back up the connection, but up to now, the connection hasn't been hooked up and nobody can call me and tell me nothing, and all the crops and them just dying on the ground.
When I arrived at my residence, the landlord told me that there was an explosion on Union Island and the gas station is on fire.
The fire took place while the station was being refueled with supplies from mainland St. Vincent.
Port, the IMF noted that Grenada's economy enjoyed a favorable multi-year macroeconomic performance prior to the COVID-19 outbreak.
Over the period of the curfew, we would have seen a decline in accidents. I should say a sharp decline in the number of road accidents, and it is primarily so because less vehicles on the road.
After months on sea stuck aboard under unusual circumstances brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, another batch of Grenadian cruise workers will return home this week.
I am a seafarer of the Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. It's been a long, stressful and frustrating 2 months and 4 days aboard the cruise ship. All we are asking is please show some interest. Please, we are begging. It have over 100 Grenadians out here waiting and begging to be home in our Spice Island.
Leader of the opposition, Tobias Clement, says the political affiliations of his 2 Senate appointees is the least of his worries.
Our sole objective is to look at the governance of Grenada. We take the debate in Parliament to a level so that the Grenadian people can start understanding how democracy works.
Eyewitnesses say their quick response got the fire under control in no time.
One of the managers called me and said, well, come and check the old building and see if you don't have a fire. So at the same time, I come across. And when I come across, the building was on fire.
Prime Minister and Minister for Finance Dr. Keith Mitchell has welcomed the Paris Club Debt Service Suspension Initiative, DSSI, which will grant the country suspension of debt service between May and December 2020.
Sean Patterson, a biomedical technician of Montrush, and Quincy Jones, a farmer of Dabo, turned themselves in at the Central Police Station, accompanied by their lawyer on Thursday, and was subsequently jointly charged with 3 counts each of trafficking a controlled drug, importation of a controlled drug, and cultivation of a controlled drug.
A 4-year ban handed to Grenadian sprinter Bralon Taplin has been upheld by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and he will remain suspended until September 24th, 2023.
This video begins with quite the look of skepticism on Nath's face, but that expression is about to change because Rodney's down on one knee behind her. As she covers her face, she cannot quite believe it, but yes, the question is being popped. They're in Grenada. They've been on vacation for a week, and apparently the entire point of this vacation was for the proposal.
The National Insurance Scheme's lifespan has now been shortened as it deals with the impact of COVID-19.
The historic parish St. Patrick is making history once again, recording its 3rd apparent suicide in less than a month.
This matter has my personal attention, and I definitely will follow it through to the end to have clarity as to whether or not the RGPF had an opportunity to prevent something negative from happening one way or the other, and whether or not we treated with the information we received in the correct manner.
All 3 victims of Union Island gas station explosion have died.
Last night I got a WhatsApp from Miss James that she will at this time decline the offer to be in the Senate, and she claimed most likely it is for personal reasons.
19 Grenadians stranded aboard cruise ships for weeks returned to Grenada on Thursday.
The crew would have been informed that they would be tested for COVID on arrival. They know that right after they have been checked, they will be escorted to a government facility where they would be quarantined for 14 days.
All 40-odd individuals, 46 individuals who came in yesterday were rapid tested. Of those, there were a certain amount that raised a flag on the rapid test, and those individuals were tested, of which 14 tests were done today. Of those 14, 13 are negative, 1 is positive. One of the individuals from the cruise ship is COVID-19 positive at present.
All Grenadians are here. We are maybe 100 and something of us here, and we expect to be in Grenada by June 10th.
National Insurance Board has allocated $10 million to provide support and assistance in these difficult times. Qualified person will receive a flat monthly payment of $330 per month over a period of 6 months. Here you are, you might be given this unemployment benefits, but who negotiates on behalf of workers?
$350 is not enough because every time you pay bills, they're done. You pay water, you pay light, where the food? What about the bus fee? And bus price go up. It's still forcing right around.
I think NIS is doing a great job by doing that, giving back something to the people who are unemployed.
Whatever is flying around, whatever negativity, of course, it was never our
That's not the message we were sending out.
Some of us never really satisfied with some things that we get. Sometimes you get it. If they didn't give any, nobody would complain. Now they're giving, no, it's not enough. Well, maybe it's not enough. I'm not saying the NIS should not give more, but I think it's something that the NIS can have to handle with their membership, and of course, it's the workers' money.
The discussion that we need to have as a country is to say, why don't we introduce a permanent, that is a discussion, why don't we introduce a permanent unemployment benefit and contribute towards it?
Now the government of Grenada is offering refueling assistance following an explosion of the island's main gas station located at Clifton, Union Island last Tuesday. Prime Minister Gonzalez says they will accept the offer in an organized and structured way.
St. Patrick's residents Sion Grant and Yokoba Toussaint of Riversally were remanded to Her Majesty's prison after making their first court appearance on Tuesday. The two men have been formally charged in connection with the brandishing and discharging of firearms video footages circulating on social media.
I am very concerned as Commissioner of the use of social media in a general context and the irresponsible way in which it seems to be used through music videos that has been brandishing the use of offensive weapons in public space, which has been mixed with offensive and obscene language.
Food is fundamental, and at Caribbean Agro Industries Limited, we source premium quality wheat and other ingredients, so you get the best results in the kitchen, bakeries and farms. For over 35 years, we've supplied Grenada with the finest flour and animal feed. The tastiest cakes, pastries or breads are baked with the region's finest flour. Buy the products you've trusted for all these years. Baker's Pride, Supreme and Sunshine Flour. Get the best from your farm animals with our master mix feed brands. Support local. Buy products that are made in Grenada. Call us on 440-2954 or visit us at Mount Gay St. George or check our Facebook page. Caribbean Agro Industries Limited, a subsidiary of ADM. Unlocking nature, enriching life.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Do you want to win loads of prizes this Christmas with BIP? Join our Spin to Win promotion to win exciting prizes daily. Here's how. Go to the Discover section of the BIP app. Search for the Spin to Win channel and click follow. Once you have followed the channel, click the Spin Now button, choose your device type, select your country, and wait for the wheel to start spinning. Be quick. When your wheel lands on the correct prize of the day, screenshot the prize and send your screenshot to the Spin to Win chat to enter the promotion. Click the Daily Updates button to get updates on the prize you are required to spin for each day, and also to know if you are the lucky winner of the day.
A Merry Christmas, spin and win with BIP.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
These have been tough times, and we could all use a helping hand to get through this period. GUT Credit Union gives you the opportunity to do just that without a worry. What are you looking forward to? A relaxing staycation? Brand new appliances or devices? Consolidating your debt to get more money in your pocket? Not a member? No worries. Come in and find out how you too can make the most of this offer. Call or visit us today. Yes, you can have a brighter Christmas season with GUT Credit Union. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Well, as we celebrate, we will welcome our friends that rejoined us on television. It is just about 18 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. And again, good morning to all our viewers. That's GBN Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20. For those of you that is on cable, it is Monday morning. It's your boy JC here with you. Blossom is getting a much-deserved rest after, you can officially say, after a whole year's work. Yeah, she worked for a whole year. She worked for the entire year. So she gets a little bit of time off. She better not get too comfortable anyway. So it is Monday morning, and there's a lot of things that we can possibly talk about. So much is happening in our land. But for me, I wanted to just take the first Monday of the year, if we may, to get in a bit of a reflective mode. You know, 2020 has been a difficult year. It was a difficult year. With COVID-19, it worsened what was already a difficult time economically. A lot of businesses, they've actually closed. There were individuals who've lost loved ones. Only yesterday we're hearing that we've had our first COVID-related death, as it is. And certainly we've felt the impact. We're not going to compare the impact it has had on the U.S. or the impact it has had in Europe. You know, very often it is easy for us to do that. But what I want us to do, I know for each and every one of us, and I'm hoping that we can share with each other, what is it that you've taken away from COVID-19? Because I believe in the midst of adversity, there are lessons to be taught, lessons to be learned. Yeah? While some, they see disaster, some see opportunity. While some see a dark tunnel, there are others that see the light at the end of the tunnel. So let's have that conversation this morning. 435-2041. Share your thoughts with me. Help to, make somebody's life better. What are your takeaways? I mean, thinking positively now. What are the positive takeaways from 2020 that you as an individual, maybe as a business person, a family member, a daughter, a son, a mother, that you can take away, that at least when you look back, you can say, I'm here in 2021, I've been broken, scarred, bruised, but I'm still here because I chose to do this. What is that one thing, that pivotal move that you made last year that allowed you to survive COVID, allowed you to survive the challenges of 2020, allowed you to become a better individual, allowed you not to die and not to succumb under the challenges? Share your thoughts with me. Of course, remember you can post your comments via our WhatsApp platform as well. Yes, we can post it via our WhatsApp platform as well. That's at 435-2041. So if someone want to say good morning to you, and morning to Gemma Boca Johnson, yes, and Godwin Johnson of they're celebrating the 18th anniversary. So we're going to go ahead to the telephone lines as we share with each other today, Monday. Good morning to you. You're live. Happy New Year's.
Good morning. I'm just calling to make a complaint on the television station that is just going off and come on. I don't know if you're all aware of it.
You mind telling me where you're calling from, sir?
Salisbury Road, Grenada.
Salisbury Road. Okay, and how long has that been happening?
Well, from since they come back on.
A week ago, a day ago?
It's more than a week ago.
More than a week. Okay, you're from Salisbury Road. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to make a report to the technicians for you, sir.
All right.
Great.
All right.
435-2041, that's the number on the inside. What are the takeaways from the year 2020 as we look back, the things that made you a better individual, a better person, a better mommy, a better daddy? As you look back and you say to yourself, you know what? I've had some difficult one. Good morning to you. They're coming in. Let's see. So a post via Facebook said, my strong faith in God. And that is true. I mean, we're not getting here into what your exact religious persuasion, what it may be. But this individual is saying they have strong faith in God. Because very often when you go through these difficult times, you have to find something to hold on to. Your faith, your loved ones, and in her case, it is her strong faith in God that kept her safe for the year 2020. It was a difficult year, folks. It was, in fact, a really difficult year. Good morning to you. 22 minutes past the hour. Happy New Year.
Good morning. Happy New Year return to you, Mr. Joe.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah. I looking into the behavior of people, and how it's hard to learn people new things, to take out what they have in their head and put new things, as for example, COVID. When I look at the people, it's hard for people to understand. It's very, very hard. So I take very good note of that. Say, looking into things and saying, look, it's very hard to teach people new tricks, even if it's for their benefit. When I watch the response of how the people behave for COVID, so I learned a lot. You cannot teach old dogs new tricks.
Okay. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can certainly expose them to some new environment. Though. But thanks a lot.
They're not learning. It's hard to learn.
It's hard to learn. Okay.
And you have to be always ponging it in the head.
Well, that's what makes us human beings. That you may take something at one go, others. But I'm happy that you've taken that, and I'm hoping that for 2021. That you would allow yourself to become a better person, so that you too.
I'm reasonable perfect, because I don't lie, I don't hate people.
Okay.
I try to guide people for the better.
Well,
that's why I know that, because they're not taking.
Well, I would say goodbye to you now, because I don't want you to lie any further on national TV. I was have a good one, boss. 25 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. What are the takeaways from the year 2020? Things that you may have done, you would have gone through, that has allowed you to become a better person that you can share. 25 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. Let's go to social media. Facebook, that says, this caller says, blessed 2021. I learned self-reliance through God. Human beings will only be there for you so much and so long. I will say my takeaway from COVID are that agriculture is our number one pillar of survival. We will also become more, and that we should become more health conscious. Indeed, some deep thoughts here. Let's see what else is happening here via social media. Let's say, why we look, my wife who was never phone savvy has learned how to use it and become more efficiently. And that is true, It's interesting that when you get to, some of us, we get into a rhythm, a pattern, and it's not until we force into, with our backs are against the walls. Because the thing about COVID literally, it hit us all at the same time. So it wasn't a case where, you know, you were in La La Land and I was singing my praises somewhere else. So he said in his case, it allowed his wife to become a little bit more techno-savvy. Congratulations to you, sir. We're looking back at it as the 4th day of the month of January. And I want to say to you, as we forge ahead, don't by any stretch of the imagination think that the year to come is going to be all a bed of roses. I'm telling you straight off the bat, that's not the case. It's not going to be a bed of roses. We're looking at this other post here via social media. It says, he said to me, you are my servant Israel, in whom I will display my splendor. But I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength. Indeed, a lot in that. And again, most of us, if not all of us, we were forced to dig deep. You were forced to dig deep. In case you were just joining us on the radio or television, the conversation this morning, we're looking back at the year 2020, and it's always good because each and every one we have resolutions, but we're not here about making resolutions. We're looking back at the challenge of 2024 and what was the learning, a point where, you know, you can say, you know, I can look back, and this was a learning point for me, a learning curve. You know, I can take this from 2020 and I can apply it to the rest of my life and become a better individual. What have you learned? What have you taken away? You know, a lot of people, and I've seen it, that there are some things in life that you think are absolutely necessary to survive. And then you get to realize, but hold on, I don't really need this, do I? I don't need this. Do I really need cable? Do I really need to have 2 mobile phones? Because many, for obvious reasons, with the downturn of the economy, you probably realize, no, well, I used to live this kind of life. I maybe used to lime every weekend. Then you realize, curfew, lockdown, you can't move. We go to social media, he says, we are still carrying the old luggage from 2020. So it will be for some of us the same. And that is true. That is true. And we're going to get back to that in just a bit. We head to the telephone lines. Classic, good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Happy return, JC.
Good morning, Mr. Beater. How's Carriacou?
Well, Carriacou, it's a little bit hazy and cloudy, but that doesn't matter. It's very good for sailing, very good for flying. But before I start, I'll appeal to the motorists, right? When you're going over Grenada, you know, put on your headlight because it's a little bit hazy.
Okay.
And cloudy, you know, so that, you know, less accidents.
I appreciate that.
Right,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so let me go now, right? We going back to 2020, right? You know, I mean, we Grenadian, we didn't panic. You know, I mean, during the lockdown and all this thing like that, some of them glad because they're going on the beach and making a long drinking, smoking and bathing and all them kind of things. So, you know, so then we didn't really panic.
Right.
Right? And the next thing I want to say again, you know, I don't even remember. I might have to call him. Yeah, but what I want to say is that, you know, we didn't really panic, you know. I mean, and
so we learned patience.
Well, yes.
We learned patience a bit in some regards.
That's right, yeah.
We learned patience, okay.
Yes. Because let me go back on the 31st of December last year, when Miss Blossom had a guest. That's our co-worker. I ain't calling nobody name this morning, right? He used that point. He said they should ban all DJ, right? Because they're breaking the law. When they say 8 o'clock is curfew, 8 is 8, right? You know, but they're having their good time and they're dancing and they, you know, and they don't care about the virus. All right. So let me leave you there right now.
Great, thanks a lot.
Yeah, so back to you on there.
Wishing you all the best. And that's a valid point that you raised there, Mr. Bito, that, you know, the reality that COVID really has really shown us up, you know. And when I say us, I mean collectively. It has really shown us that we have, in many regards, we have blatant disrespect for the law. But we get back to the caller. Classic, good morning, Happy New Year. Welcome to the program.
Jesse.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Well, good morning to you.
Welcome back, man.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back, man.
I am just in transit.
Socially be in the end. I'm watching you there, man.
I am just in transit.
You get more good looking, man.
Now, you probably haven't seen me for a while.
Yeah, your head clean like mine. Your head clean like Whisper.
Well, we all part of the same family.
Yes, well, Jesse, I wish you all the best for the new year.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, new year, we don't know what it will carry. I also bring, but carry, I use past tense, carry. And I wish you all the best, you and your family.
Wishing you the same as well, sir.
Yes, and what really I want to take place in Grenada, Carrico, and Petit Martinique, that each and every one of us, U.S., should obey all the protocols. Don't disobey, because the Bible says who disobey shall die.
So.
And a lot of us will cry, because when you disobey protocol, you have penalties behind it. And obey all instructions given to you by the relevant authorities, and things will go fine.
Great.
And you, Jesse, keep on the good program, man.
I will keep doing. I'll keep doing what I do.
And I'll out and pray for you, and also my friend that left Blossom, man.
Pray for the entire GBN staff. Thank you.
I hope she's listening.
Well, she probably should. She should be in bed, I hope.
She do a good work, also like you.
Thank you.
Yes, and keep on the good program.
Thank you. All the best to you. Have a wonderful day.
Yes, I'm calling from St. David's side, Hampstead.
Okay, great, boss. Have a great one.
You too.
Happy New Year's again.
Yeah, God bless you, man.
God bless you too.
Family.
28 minutes on to the upswing of 8 o'clock. Reminding you, for 8 o'clock workers, you should already be on your way and on heading to work. We go to social media as we reflect on 2020. What have we learned? This person says, post 2020, it teaches us to vote for people who love and care for the people of Grenada. Some people, it is time to get serious and get these people out. Not sure exactly who they're referring to. Good morning, Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you. 2020 has taught me a lesson to trust and depend on God more, draw nearer to Him. In fact, I think I would agree that 2020 has taught each and every one of us to dig deep, to hold dear to somebody, because it wasn't a year when you could think or assume for a while that you could do it on your own. You realize that you couldn't have done it on your own. Go back to one of the callers that made the comment about carrying the baggage and luggage from the year that was. And that is one of the challenges that we face every day as individuals, that we tend to hold on. Listen, it doesn't have to mean that you have to not acknowledge what happened in 2020, but your hurts, your pains, your disappointment, very often we hold on to it for so long, too long, that the blessings that have been assigned to us, the blessings that have been there just for us to, you know why we can't reach out and hold on to our new blessings? Because we busy cradling. We're busy cradling and holding on to our broken dreams or hurts from 2020. Let it go. Reach out there and hold on to your blessings. Let's go back and see what is happening here on social media. What have you learned from 2020 that you can use as that point where you say, no, what? I can look back. At that point, it changed my life. It allowed me to become a better person. This person says, I've learned to become calm. It taught me tranquility. I can sit still for hours in a day. That is quite deep. Good morning. COVID has taught me how? Has taught me the importance of family, love, respect, faith, endurance. Life on the whole is important and valuable. It says, it has taught us And there's a thought as how to get close and how we should keep Jesus in our hearts. 25 minutes onto the hour. We'll take a break in just a bit, but we're having a light conversation this morning. And those of you on your way to the JOB, it's a marvelous Monday morning, notwithstanding what your weekend was. It's a marvelous Monday morning. Let's challenge ourselves today. That is the day of productivity. And that's what we want to challenge ourselves. Productivity, forward thinking. It's been a difficult year. Don't hold on to the past. Don't hold on to it. Let's look for the hope of greater things to come. We take a quick commercial break. On the other side, after we come back, we continue with the conversation as we continue right here. And good morning, Grenada, with me, JC.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Good morning. It is 22 minutes until the hour of 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock workers, you have to be, if you're not at work in the next 10 minutes, allow me to rearrange your ignorance. You are officially late for work. Because the truth is, if you have to get there for 8, it means you have to start working at 8 o'clock. It doesn't mean that you arrive at your station at 8 o'clock and then you put it on the computer and then you're trying to get into your cash till, or you're trying to get you whatever equipments that you need. No. You want to start the jackhammer and warm it up then. No. You start work at 8 o'clock. That's what it means. So it means you have to be there before 8 o'clock. So keep that in mind. We continuing with our program as we talk the thing Monday. It is the first Monday, is the first official working day for many. We look back at the year 2020. What have we learned? What can we take away and say, you know what? This just has been good. So I learned how a village, let's go back here. So I said I learned how the whole is one village, and we are our brother's keeper. How nature can retaliate. How selfish we can be. How selfish we are by constantly taking so much from her, abuse and delete her. Still, she will suffer in the long run. What have we learned from the year 2020? The midst of COVID, the pandemic? Economically, you've now had to realize that you got used to living a particular lifestyle where you lined on the weekend. And some people made a fuss about when there was a lockdown. Even now, people are complaining. Well, you listen to me. Take it as a joy. You can't go and lime late into the night. It saves money in your pocket. Because when you're out liming, you must have money. You got to get close to where. Whatever, if you're driving, whatever. Listen, learn to stay home a little bit more. take your rest. Learn to rest. Learn to rest. And you know that is one of the biggest challenges that we have in this our current circumstances. That we don't allow ourselves enough time to rest and recuperate, to reconsider. You know what? I think I'm going a little bit too much. We go back to the telephone lines. Good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Many happy return to you, sir. How are you doing today?
I am wonderful as always.
Right. Two little points I want to make this morning.
Certainly.
The first one is pity larceny. I personally think the government should get very, very serious about and change the law in this pity larceny. I think they should have started the sentence at least 15 years for stealing. I mean, you have young people in garden these days working very hard, and they don't get a chance to reap their crop. I think if they bring the sentence to at least start at 15, that will ease up the pity larceny.
Okay.
And the next one is Caribbean, well, not Caribbean Agro anymore, ADM.
Yes.
I heard a program on someone was talking earlier this week, well, not this week, late last week, concerning the feed. Now, I just heard that on the news that I can't remember which country. They sent Grenada about 16,000 pounds of chicken.
That's in Belize.
Belize, right? I don't know the price they pay. But I used to be a chicken farmer once upon a time. And we always have a problem with the feed in Caribbean Agro. Always had a problem. And the same thing now. They're not putting the ingredients in the feed. You're buying chicken, and when the time 6 weeks, you should get a 4-pound chicken. You'll have to wait 8 weeks. Probably you'll get a 3.5 pound. The feed is very bad. I personally think that the government should think about changing the monopoly. Give someone. I remember there used to be a guy in down Perseverance area. Used to make feed, and they kick against it and they stop him. And the feed was very, 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 very good. Very for chicken and pigs. Very, very good.
Okay.
And they took away the monopoly. Well, they didn't take it from him. He never had a monopoly, but they take it away from him.
So I'm assuming, so there's two things. One, that we address the issue of pre-deal larceny, and then the whole conversation of becoming more foods, about being more foods, the issue of food security, being more food sufficient?
Yeah, but as I said, the government needs to be serious about this pity larceny. They should just go to Parliament one day and just say, look, the law has changed, 15 years minimum for stealing.
Right.
And that will, I think everybody, I'll be happy, you will be happy, everybody who plants, the farmers will be happy.
Well, no doubt the conversation of pre-deal larceny has become a topical one. It's one that has caught the attention of persons at different strata of society. So certainly let us keep our fingers crossed and work together as individuals in society, each play our part to ensure that we can rid ourselves. It has really hit home now, where it is persons literally. But I think at the end of the day, the issue of pre-deal larceny just shows is lack of respect for people's property, literally. Lack of respect for ourselves and others. If I respect you, there's no way I would just walk into your land, walk into your house, and take what is not and take what isn't mine.
True.
Right? So, have yourself a wonderful day, sir. Thanks for your contribution.
Okay, boy.
16 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. Reflecting on the year 2020 as we kickstart the new year. It's the first official working day for most. Again, remind your teachers, today in fact is a working day for you. The children, you remain home until. The teachers, however, they have to report to school. So you should be on your way to school already. If you're in bed, then forget that. What have we learned in 2020? I've learned how to save, how to buy according to my needs. I've saved more now than ever. And that is interesting because many people would probably argue that for 2020, they spent more. That's an interesting observation. Classic, good morning. Hello, caller. 435-2041, that's the number on the inside. You can also make your contribution via our WhatsApp page, 435-2041, as you look back at the year 2021. Classic, good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Hi, Joseph. Good morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Welcome.
I'm Cynthia here, right?
Hey, good morning.
Okay. I hear your voice. Happy New Year to you.
Good morning. Happy New Year to you, my dear.
Right. What I would like to look back at 2020 is for us to obey the law of the land and the law of God. What I saw last year is gross disobedience to the law, especially when it comes to the COVID. People don't understand how serious it is to obey the law. Until the government put restriction in place, then they will know. They have to do something about it. We become too lawless. Grenadians especially become too lawless. You look out for 2020 and COVID, people just doing what they want, and that is not correct. Especially we as Christians, we must protest against that. So you have a wonderful...
You too, my dear. It's good. It's actually good hearing.
And a new decade starts. So good things ahead.
New year, new things.
All right.
Blessings for all.
All right, bye.
You take care.
Bye.
12 minutes gone on to the hour. 12 minutes on to the hour of 12 o'clock. What's wrong with me? 12 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock in the morning time. You know, the caller has made a really excellent point. But I think all of these things, it goes back to that lack of respect. That, you know, we seem to have surrendered respect for self, respect for others, respect for community, respect for the church. Remember years ago, and then man drunk as fish out of water, but somehow when he got close to the church, he kept quiet. If you walk into the street, you knocked somebody, you said, "I'm sorry." Do we teach our children those values anymore, those virtues? And what you see now is, well, that's what society has translated itself into. Who do we blame for that? But that's a different conversation, because I know you and I are going to differ on it, because for me, I say the blame is laid at the feet of the parents. Get about 5 minutes left, 5 minutes or so left with you in the morning time. We continue to look back at the year 2020. What were the high points? What do we take away from it? Classic, good morning, Happy New Year to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah. Morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, what I'm looking at right now, I think that concerning this COVID and what I'm looking back about, what I see is, yeah, that the master was giving us a chance, and we should really look to see that in the creating of the world, it was like we had to make sacrifice, right? And this year is like he was asking us to make 1 year sacrifice, like everyone all over the world, even government and individuals, to sacrifice 1 year for this COVID. And because we not decide to make the sacrifice, this thing is prolonging. Because everything we do in life is sacrifice. We should be able to sacrifice carnival. Even from the government, sacrifice is shutting down. All we do in this world, we come by sacrifice. You make sacrifice to leave your house to go to work. You make a sacrifice to buy less food and save. Everything is sacrifice. He asked us to make 1 year sacrifice, and everyone they refuse to do it.
Okay.
Whether government, individual, groups, organization, we didn't want to give up nothing.
So
because you give us a good life for so many years, but we get so accustomed, we don't want to stop.
So 2020 was a year that taught us to make sacrifices. Great, thank you very much, sir. Yes, 2020 has been a year that has taught us a whole lot of things, and I know we can continue going on and on. He says, I've learned how to think that the lawbreakers. We don't want to get into too much of the politics. But what we want to do, though, because I'm locked in on the inside and I have no idea what is on the outside, we want to get a sense as to what the traffic is like as we, for those of you that's playing whatever route that you're on, our boy Junior Checkley, he's out there, and we've got traffic cam. So, folks, let's see what's happening on the outside. Let's get an appreciation for any build-ups, any diversions. What do we do? Master
Uploaders Lane, we are going through Defu. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to all the listeners, all the viewers of GBN TV, listeners of GBN Radio. Happy New Year to all. Our first traffic cam in 2021. And this morning we're taking a byway or a by road to get into St. Paul's. So we are traveling from Springs to St. Paul's, taking a by road. So we are in Defu. So you motorists out there, just in case there's a congestion on the main road to get into St. Paul's, we're showing you a byway how to get into St. Paul's. And this morning we are in Defu. So welcome one and all to Monday morning traffic cam. So for those of you who just joined, this morning we are traveling from Springs to St. Paul's using a by road. So we are in Defu. The only thing with the by roads, some of the by roads are narrow. There are some narrow areas. So this morning, we are just showing you for our first traffic cam how you can use a by road to get to your destination. So we are traveling from Springs to St. Paul's, and we are using the Defu by road, or the Defu road. Good morning to Blossom. Good morning, Blossom. Good morning, lady. Good morning. And to all those Master Control, good morning and Happy New Year to all of you employees of Grenada Broadcasting Network. This morning, we are taking you from Springs to St. Paul's, not using the main road as we know it, but using a by road, and we are traveling through Defu. So just in case there is traffic congestion on the main road, you want to get into St. Paul's, you can, from Springs, you can pass through Defu. And from Defu, we reach in Monjaloo, and then you go right over the Monjaloo main road, and we going down yes, good morning one and all. Yeah, we going down. So we are showing you how to use a by road to get into St. Paul's. Just in case there's traffic congestion on the main road as we know it. So good morning one and all. Welcome to your first Monday morning traffic cam, and we've shown you how you can use smaller roads to get to your destination, or what we say in local language, a by road. So we came through Defu. Now we're going into Laborie to get into St. Paul's. Not using the main road that we know it, we're using the by road, as people will say. So just in case there is traffic congestion and you want to get to St. Paul's from Springs, you just take the Defu main road on your right, opposite SP's in Springs, come through Defu, cross over the Munjaloo main road, and then come down into Laborie. So good morning, one and all. Good morning. And we know Saturday we launched Out and About Just School Media in collaboration with GBN. We had a wonderful time going up on the western side all the way to Krung City, St. Patrick's. And we had a member of the GTA with us. And we had a wonderful time out and about Saturday. And once we have good weather on Wednesday, you will get a traffic view from the cockpit. So Wednesday I'll be in the air. Traffic cam Wednesday, once there is good weather, I'll be up in the air showing you traffic cam from cockpit of Just Cool Media. Now we are in Laborie, by the Laborie Medical Station. So see, it took us less than 10 minutes from Springs to St. Paul's using Defu, by road, and Laborie by road to get into St. Paul's. So welcome one and all. Hope you plan to have a productive week, the first official work week of 2021. And remember, you have to continue following the COVID protocol. Wear your mask properly over your nose and mouth. Keep your social distancing sanitized. Also, as you enter business places, it's required that you write your name, address, and contact number legibly so that people can see and read it properly, just in case there is a need to do contact tracing. So remember, folks, as you go throughout the day, as you enter business places, wear your mask, sanitize, and addedly, you have to write your name, telephone number, and address in the book provided. Please, people, provide the correct information. So welcome one and all. So now we are going down St. Paul's. We are just outside Andal Supermarket this morning. Just outside Andal Supermarket. So this is your Monday morning traffic cam. And this morning, for those of you who just joined, we traveled in less than 10 minutes from Springs to St. Paul's using a by road.
I guess a lot of us didn't realize that Grenada have such a vast network, an established network of roads. So you left Springs and you got into St. Paul's in just under 10 minutes. You go through Springs, that's day 4. You hit the back road through Library and you make your way into St. Paul's. It's over 2 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock, Grenada. Time flies when you're having fun, but JC loves you. Peace and love. I want to encourage you folks to have yourself a really wonderful day. Let today be the start of your rest of your life. We joined the BBC for a bulletin of news, but reminding you, of course, at 9 o'clock, we'll be joining you back on television again for To The Point, when we'll be chit-chatting with officers from the Royal Grenada Police Force as we talk about Motor Vehicle Inspection 2021. Have a great one, folks. JC loves you. Those on the road, keep your eyes focused. Those of you at home, stay productive, stay focused, because it's going to be a really, really, really wonderful day, whether or not you believe it or not. Peace and love. That's it for now. I'm out of here. Those of you on radio, bulletin of news from the BBC comes up in just a bit.